Hello and welcome to episode 10 of my playthrough as a Granite Company, as I am at war with Caesar's Legion, trying to recreate the Navarro Enclave. Now I must apologize to begin with. Like an idiot, I did not check my microphone was correctly connected, so for the first 25 minutes or so of this video I am now rewatching it and commentating on what I have already said. So far, before I start this episode, I added 2 more outposts along my main front line with Caesar's Legion, and I have also decided to set my navy to just for a while remain in harbour, as they are continuously being outnumbered by Caesar's Legion. Also, because I'm again on 0 manpower, I've decided to remove the support demolition teams from all my division. Rough calculation, that was going to give me about 1,000 manpower back. I'm not really worried about the equipment at this point. I have far more equipment than I actually need. Manpower is my problem. So by doing that, I've jumped up to, you can see on the screen, 495, and I was going to use it so I can get my manpower to my garrisons. Now I've realized also that Rio de Grande is at war with these 3 Mexican states along with the faction, so I think that is why they haven't done a focus get the war goal against Caesar's Legion. So I really want them to finish that as I'm still very heavily outnumbered. Going with keeping my navy in a passive state, I have stopped the production of all naval ships, as right now it is just draining my manpower. So manpower, as with all the other nations, I've been chatting to guys on Reddit over the past couple of days who are also playing these smaller nations with low manpower, and they all come up again, have a similar problem against countries like NCR and Caesar's Legion, where they have better quality units but they don't have the quantity. So I don't know if the strategy that I've been using is the best, but I have been telling them that I figured out that the AI seems to not attack when you have a decent amount of defenses set up with some units on it, even if they are heavily outnumbered your forces, which is the case with me. What you saw me doing here was just checking how much manpower they've lost compared to me and how much manpower they still have left in their divisions. Ah yes, tanks, as you see later on, that was a bit disappointing. I was hoping to get tank units a better breakthrough, but I'm also hoping that once I research better tanks, they'll work there. You'll see throughout this episode that there's been a couple of naval invasions against me, mainly San Francisco and Maxon. And I was wondering to myself, if the units I defeat that don't land, if they get destroyed, or do they just go back to harbour? Foreign coin another state. 2 on the list, so I was checking which one had the highest population. because getting back manpower is all I really care about right now. Dropping the Caesar Legion faction manpower and increasing mine. I was thinking about getting Dr. Henry for the extra plus 3%, but I didn't want to lose the minus 10% war support, so I decided against it. I have got all the other advisors I can possibly get, so my only way of really getting manpower is by calling states. Just checking on when my mission for false intelligence was completed. This is what gives you basically a full army stack of fake units that you can add to your front line to try fool the enemy AI, but only really works up until they actually make contact with them. As soon as they make contact with them, then they disappear. Here I'm deleting the breakthrough order I had set up and setting up a normal attack order, as I realized what would probably happen is, because there's more power armor on the one flank, they will just push straight down and leave the other guys hanging, and I don't want my line stretched out too far. I've decided to change over to a monthly lend-lease of 10 convoys a month. Just try to keep Lost Hills in place so they can stay as an integrated puppet. They haven't produced any units for me yet, and I just realized now for the next episode I need to actually check if they received all the stuff I sent them. Okay, my tanks are researched, so I'm starting on the support companies and I'm starting to produce my tanks. When I design the template shortly, you'll see that the breakthrough was a lot less than I expected. So, because in some cases it's less than the breakthrough of my infantry, I will probably only build them at a later date, but I'm still undecided. I am still wanting to go back to refined warfare at some point once I have my manpower situation sorted out and I can actually spare the minus 50% manpower that refined warfare takes from you, because for a nation like this where you have always a smaller amount of units, you need to make everyone count, and the way to make every one of those units count is with refined warfare. Unfortunately, I didn't get the boost that the Brotherhood of Steel get, where they have you can get so many extra power arm units, but at least with refined warfare I can make the best out of what I have. As the Caesar Legion declared war against the Skyroos, I didn't realize it. I did check later on, and Skyroos have even less units than I have, so predictably lost to Caesar Legion and became a puppet. And that forced me to actually give up the Sons of Cargo territory, not as a puppet, just a direct release. I realized that what the AI was trying to do is find another route around into my territory, and because I don't have units to spare, just guard another front line. Maybe I'll regret the decision later on, but I decided the best thing for me to do was to actually just give them up and create another buffer zone. I'm pretty sure I did check, and after Caesar Legion defeated the Sky Reavers, they started declaring on Sons of Cargo. I can't remember when that was supposed to be finished. That's a problem I'll have to sort out at a later time. My operatives were back from their operation, so I was sending them back up on anti-resistance. These are all the fake units, 24. Can't remember how I split them up. Seems I sent some to the northernmost unit, Gulf Squadron, and then I sent the rest down to Echo for the whatever they can help guard against land invasions, and then I sent a few, 18, to the border between myself and Sky Reavers. I think at this point I hadn't decided to give Sky Reaver the cargo up yet. I think I decided that later on when Caesar's Legion started to advance and started to take their territory. I was worried that they would also start attacking me, and once they were in my territory I would have been able to give the Sons of Cargo land up. Now you can see here, so I've lost less than 1,000 to 10,000 of Caesar's Legion's faction. Now this was a real mess around. The 80s decided to raid me, and other nation, I'm not sure their name. I wish I could have ignored it and just let them take the caps, but unfortunately if I didn't send units, which you'll see me doing now, I set up separate armies, 6 if I remember correctly. If I hadn't have done that, then the AI would have grabbed units from my front line at random, and knowing my luck it would have been at a crucial point, and would have grabbed them and sent them up, and then I would have been buggered. This is the second, this is the Elko Posse, I think that's how you pronounce it. They also decided they wanted to raid me, so I was forced to send up 6 units against them as well. And of course I was forced to stop guarding San Francisco and focus on where I believed the next naval invasion was going to be, which is down at Maxon. This playthrough has more and more become a constant decision of the less of two evils. It's definitely been one of the most difficult playthroughs I've ever done so far, but I'm adamant I will continue going until I can form the Navarro Enclave. I think this is where I was deciding that after the raid I was going to release a territory, once those bunkers had been completed against that border. If I'm lucky, it'll give Sons of Kaga a fighting chance. First raid started off now. So even though I had 6 units up there, still took 6 of the fake intel units. But we were still able to successfully do it. And of course, as soon as that raid's happening, a naval invasion started down at Maxim. We'd still love to know what happens to these units that don't land. Okay, first raid was finished, so I was able to start putting the units back where they're supposed to be. Unfortunately, I initially set up the wrong unit leader. I set my commanding officer, but I think I realized that shortly and changed it around. And that's the secondary completed, so I could actually set my units back up the way they originally were. Yes, here they actually landed next to Maxim, so I was forced to cover left a little bit, but I was able to repel them. These focus I'm doing here in the industrial side isn't as important, but does add to the free repair of my damaged factories and increases the production rate, so I decided to do that. And this is where I decided to release the Sons of Cargo, not as a puppet again, just straight release. So now that I have that buffer zone between myself and them, hopefully by the time Caesar Legion does attack the Sons of Cargo, I'll be in a better state to actually do something. I've now noticed that I've lost a lot of my factories, so I'm just redoing my production. Completed, so I started on the Navarro Company. I am a strong believer that those 2 support companies are a must-have for any army unit, more so if you have low manpower. Manpower is so hard to get unless you play with really big guys. It's really difficult to get, so saving everyone is important. And because you can't really build your own roads, making sure you don't run out of supplies is also very important. Yeah, I decided to set my navy on just patrol inside that little San Francisco Bay area. They have been successful to a certain point, but one thing I also did was set my air forces back onto individual army units, so I don't have a squadron covering the ocean to go after ships, so I don't have any air support either. Seeing that I've got 500 odd extra manpower, I decided to make a fourth ground attack squadron that could attach to one of my armored groups. For some reason the supply planes, the vertibirds, I can't attach to a specific unit anymore. Those are what you can only supply to normal air zone areas. Okay, again just checking. Sees Legion's faction 18,000 losses. I've lost 1,000. Didn't actually check how much I've actually killed myself, but still, numbers in that way are in my favor. This focus added all those portable radios instantly into all my units, both my garrison and my front line. I am not thinking of going for the mobile fire bases. I think I might do some more research of naval tech or something like that, and then when I'm in a better position I will go down refined warfare. I still don't think there's enough reason for me to go down the armored route of conventional warfare, so I think I'll just do what I have and then change over to refined warfare later. I do believe it is, as I said before, the best doctrine for the way I want to play. This here I'm checking the available manpower inside Caesar's Legion, and I think I added up to still about 20,000 available manpower. So I really need those Mexicans to go up against Caesar's Legion. Called another state. Once again, another naval invasion coming. I do believe at some point I need to actually start creating coastal bunkers as well. Okay, I believe shortly, if I check correctly, I'll be actually very soon I'll be realizing that my microphone was off and I'll be turning it back on, so we can enjoy the actual commentary that I was making as I was making the video. Here I'm checking just the status of the Eureka war against the southern Mexican countries. And my mobile logistics is finished, and I decided to go for scrap trucks over scrap motorcycles, but I think I'll stick that later. So I didn't realize my mic was turned off that whole time, and I have no idea when I turned it off. The last thing I was saying is that what I was checking here is together they have probably about 20,000 available manpower. Now I have at best 700, and I don't feel confident advancing against Caesar's Legion in the state, because unit-wise I'm outnumbered 6-1. So that's basically it all caught up, waiting for the next naval invasion to come. Honestly, I'm thinking now, I'm trying to remember when I turned my microphone off, and I have no idea when it was. Oh, here's some help from Lost Hills. I'll take that. See, now I don't know if I mentioned that I started lend leasing 10 convoys a month, just to keep everything down. But if I didn't, I did. Okay, coming to end of July. Okay, recycling is completed. Miners and guilds not for more factories in the state. I built more than enough factories. It's about production speed. Build some defenses because of this. Caesar's Legion went after the Sky Reavers, then they're going to be coming after me. Yep, January next year. So that'll be in episode 11. And they're not at war. Let me just double check. I can't send them any equipment because they're not at war. Okay, that's 1 down, 2 to go. That's great. I am considering 10 bar, so they've lost 10 to my every 1. Okay, and that is my everything I want to do from Air Force right now, so let's try to get some better ships. Another cipher completed. Let's get the 80s. Since they think it's funny to raid against someone who's a war with his legion. When is this naval invasion going to happen? I'm waiting and I'm waiting. You know what? Screw it. Which one do I want? Scrap trucks. Let's see what I can do. Honestly, just tired of sitting, waiting and waiting and waiting. Okay, so far so good. No, don't attack. Why are these people attacking there? That's not what I want you to do. No. Yes. There. Taking the wrong freaking front. Caught another operative. Okay, so gaining some land. Still haven't attacked there yet. Just make sure they haven't done anything anywhere else. Nope. Okay, 1st of September. 3 months to go. I'm glad I'm actually doing something. Just advance in baby steps. I think that's a supply hub there. Okay, cool, I've got the supply hub. That's what I like to aim for. Okay. They're pushing back. Why do I have Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I need to check something's going on with my laptop. I need to check what it is and then I will be back. Welcome back. Turns out not only did I have a microphone problem, I also had to not plug in my laptop. That's why I started to act up. So, lots of funny games. We are in almost middle of September. Just trying to push here a little bit, actually gain some little bit of land on Caesar's Legion. I don't want to advance too far.
but I do want to at least finish the episode knowing that I did something. Okay. I'll actually stop there for now. Set up. That happens. Build some bunkers to hold the line here. Okay, so they've not cracked my sulfur. Another spy. Fake use disappeared there. Okay, let's press a file part done. Now set up to move on to do the mobile file bases as I do intend on going back down to file warfare at some point, and I don't think mechanized warfare is worth any good for me, so since I've almost basically nothing for naval research, why my ships do so badly. So it's there. Luckily, building 4 of the 5 at the same time. And a fourth one. Okay, I just lost all the flashes of bouncing up and down. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, and my plasma rifles are done. Nice unique tech coming my way. Then on to the next one. And start producing them immediately. There we are. Another invasion coming our way. And then see what I can call. Where's Gator Ranch? Yes, I do want to be a little more selective of where I start calling. I don't want to call anything that was Bancroft or the Den yet. Okay, coming in there. Just because in case I have to give the territory up. Chapter's gone. Okay. Still got an invasion. I have all my fake. I wonder if there's a time limit on them. Because orders seem to disappear at the same time. Okay, still holding the line there nicely. And another one. That was rather quick. Let's increase the armor and military signing bonuses for more manpower. Almost at 600. So how many is I've killed all? Okay, so 22 for the cost of 1,000. Good. But how much manpower do they have left is a question. 2,000. That is very good. Cipher there is fully decrypted. You really see this Legion one. Still can't do the dirty bomb attack. Scorched earth. And lost an exertion to them. Trucks is done. So let's do that one first. We'll go the shortest. Yep. What outdated equipment am I producing? Oh, scrap trucks. This fourth unit is coming very handy for these naval invasions. We're assigned to naval invade multiple places at the same time now. So I need to watch out for that. This is all, yes, this is all Southwest California. So it's okay. Build is completed, so let's work on dedicated factories. Get more factory output. Coming to the end of November, I'm still here. I wonder January next year if they're going to go. Hopefully they can muster a good defense there. Swear what those bunkers up. It won't show me anymore because it's not my territory. And my bunker's almost done. Okay. While I remember, let me just seems like attacking here. Let's just add just one. Aye. Yeah, that's alright. Grain, more manpower, and more from the Dust Hills. Still taking there, but I've got bunkers up at least something. And state. More stability for my state, yes. Higher my stability, faster my political power goes up. First new ship's ready. Let's give some more health. Yes. More is good. More is definitely good. Okay, well, coming to the end of this episode, if I remember correctly, it's been a lost days. Okay, I've lost maybe another 100 men, and I think I have doubled the casualties. More importantly, Caesar Legion is down to 1,000. So that means he's recruiting a lot more, which I haven't been tracking. Okay, well that'll be the end of this episode. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.